Have I had a 99-point spirit before? Yes. Have I had a 100-point spirit before? Debatable. But I haven't had that many 98s, and this certainly qualifies. Blink and you'll miss it, because today I am reviewing Michter's 25-year-old bourbon on camera. This is one of the rarest and, in my opinion, consistently fantastic American whiskey releases, period. This is my first time actually trying this on camera. I am super excited, and I don't know if there are that many M25 reviews on YouTube. This might be the first, so very special day for me. Something I don't get to drink every day, so I'm sure as heck gonna enjoy it today. And spoiler alert, this 2023 release of Michter's 25 bourbon is one of my favorite American whiskey releases in years, literal years. So I am very excited to dive back into this. Couple things about Michter's 25. It is a 25-year-old age-stated bourbon whiskey, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, bottled by Michter's. As far as acquiring this whiskey, there's not a lot of it. They have not released an exact bottle count for the 2023 release, but it is not a ton. My guess is in the hundreds of bottles, not the thousands of bottles. And the MSRP is a cool $1,500. I'm gonna be honest, if I had the opportunity to purchase this bottle for $1,500, I would, and I would ask if they had more in the back. This is a bottle that most people will only get to try at very, very high-end bars and restaurants, and it's gonna go for a retail premium. So yeah, M25, one of the toughest bottles to come by in all of modern day American whiskey, and a real treat to be able to try it on camera. This is what I want bourbon to smell like, because it hits every component of my nostrils, not to be too nerdy there. Cinnamon and baking spices, okay. Overripe fruit, dried tobacco, cured tobacco. There's a real earthiness. It's like wet moss and earth and gravel, and not in a bad way. It really pairs with that sweetness. I want to be clear, when I say like earthy notes, when I say funk, when I say vegetal, when I say fungal, people go, ooh, it's actually a great thing. It's something that you'll get on a lot of nice wines, and something that you'll get on a lot of nice, highly aged American whiskeys. Earthy, sweet, spicy, fruity, funky, you name it, this has it. This hits every spot on the whiskey aroma landscape that I like bourbons to hit. So it reminds me of some other whiskeys from a bygone era. We're talking pre-Fire Heaven Hill. We're talking old Wild Turkey with the old fermenters, with the old stills. Fantastic superlative nose on this 25-year-old bourbon. Let's see how it tastes. Baked apples, cinnamon-coated baked apples. A little leathery, a little tannic, not overpowering. More fruits too. I'm getting a little bit of the banana I got on the nose to complement that baked apple, a little bit of peach, a little bit of apricot. On that second or third sip, the spices kind of blossom. I don't just get cinnamon and nutmeg and allspice, which are fairly common on well-aged bourbons. I also get like thyme and sage and rosemary. It's a really cool, like herbal and sweet and spicy cacophony of flavors. I don't know if cacophony is a good word, but I'm using it here. And that sage, that thyme, that rosemary, they have a really interesting kind of semi-savory layer to all the sweetness I get on this as well, that rich dark caramel. Wow, okay, there's a lot going on here. It's thick, it's tannic, but it doesn't get bogged down in those. As soon as you lean really far in one flavor territory, there's another flavor that brings you back to center. That's balanced, but it also lets you feel and taste the full impact of all the flavors. So it hits all these high highs, but it doesn't have the valleys that correspond often with those peaks. There's nothing bringing it back down. It kind of hits these high notes and then it stays at those high points, and all of those flavors can really sing independently without any single one overpowering them. It'd be so easy for this to go fully into oaky barrel territory, but it has balance. I can count on one hand the number of 25-plus-year-old bourbons I've ever had that have maintained this kind of balance, and I've actually had quite a few, so this is definitely up there for me. We should put a timer up to see how long this finish lasts, because it's still going, and it's going. And it's going, it's very long. The finish is very long. Spoiler, we're gonna be here all day and we can't have this be a 40-minute video. The finish is really long and it leans into like a spiced dessert. I get tiramisu, I get candied orange peel, maybe a little bit of cocoa, maybe a little bit of citrus. it just gets a little more in the spicy territory on the finish. Again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just enjoyed some of those other notes on the palate so much that I wanted them more on the finish. So that's kind of like my minor criticism. The thing is, the finish goes on so long, it's still going right now in my mouth, that more and more notes are coming out. So again, we're really talking splitting hairs here. And one thing I really want to emphasize is the toughest thing for a whiskey to do, in my opinion, is a finish that's consistent and enjoyable and lengthy. Like, I want to be smacking my lips and tasting this for hours after. And this is one of the rare new release bourbons that I've had in the last few years that does that. And for me, that's what takes a spirit from like the 95, 96 point range even above. Whew, we made it all the way through and I still have a little bit of whiskey to drink. I will not be pouring this out. I will be enjoying this. If you want more of me waxing poetic about whiskey and other spirits, make sure you subscribe to VinePair on YouTube, the very platform where you're watching right now. It's super easy. And honestly, if you've made it this far and you're not subscribed to VinePair on YouTube, shame on you. Just go ahead and do it. You already put in the time. Put in a few clicks, subscribe. Until next time, I'm David Thomas Tao, drinking the whiskey so you hopefully can too. Thanks for tuning in.